Previously on Fate Stay Night. What the hell? What the hell? You're spoiling her name, by the way. I didn't know you were yet. You guys said this wasn't gonna have any spoilers. You lied to me. And now back to that hell I'm walking into. Hell! NicoB! Back with some more Fate Stay Night. When we last left off, all right, I guess choosing not to enter the Holy Grail War isn't the greatest idea. All it does is get me fucking murdered. All right, Kirei, let's do this shit. Oh, fuck yeah. I didn't think you'd say yes. Cool. Oh, man, this is gonna be awesome. All right, take it down a few notches, bro. And with that, Shirou officially joined the Holy Grail War, which means that technically him and Rin are enemies now. But that doesn't mean we can't walk each other home. Anyway, who's that small child with an absolutely massive parent? But that's not her parent. That's a fucking giant dude with a big club sword thing. Yes, this little demon child is Emiya with her berserker servant, who we later learn is Heracles, one of the strongest demigods to ever walk this goddamn earth, which means that even Saber is gonna have a hard time keeping up with him. Not to mention she has sort of been in back-to-back battles now and is looking a little rough for wear. I know, Rin, let's get out of here. When we run, and surely he can't catch us. Okay, that didn't work. Well, fine. Then surely if I help Saber, this will lead to a much better. Oh my god! Oh god! Oh my god! It's even worse. I just lost a chunk of my stomach. All these choices lead to horrendous death. Fucking god! But at least Emiya got bored or something and pisses off. Yay? Anyway, Shirou wakes up the next day totally fine. What? Yes, as Rin, who's been in the kitchen eating all his food, tells him a strange connection has seemingly formed between him and Saber, where seemingly he's drawing magic power from her as well, including her ability to regenerate, meaning that he is a bit harder to kill now. And you know what that means? He's gonna get fucked up in this game a lot. This bitch is gonna get fucked up. You don't have a regenerating protagonist if he isn't gonna have his shit kicked in a lot in this game. But now with Rin having no servant while Archer recovers, and Shirou just being Shirou, Rin proposes that they work together, or at least for a period, as they try to survive this game with the best of both worlds, which is basically Saber and Rin. Shirou not needed. So that's where we are now. What do we do? Team up or not team up? Well, clearly the right choice is to go it alone, right? Okay, so I have been informed. Apparently, choosing this one is obviously not the right choice, and yes, it will lead to a bad end. However, this is apparently one of the few bad ends in the game that does not happen immediately. In fact, this one goes on for a stupidly long time. So someone said it goes on for like 2 hours, and I was sort of thinking that. It's kind of why I ended the episode there, because I was like, I hit this choice and I'm like, oh man, like, unless that little girl is parked outside my house right now, and the moment Rin's like, well, I guess we're not working together, she walks out and she comes in and then blows up my house or something. Like, I was like having a hard time imagining the bad ending coming like anytime soon. And apparently that is the case. However, apparently you can still get this exact same bad ending and subsequent Tiger Dojo in a different ending, and it's actually much faster and apparently makes a lot more sense than too. Like, it's way less of a pain in the ass to get. So it's for that reason that I'm not doing that here. Thank God. I really don't want to have to slog through a whole section, as we know that I'm inevitably going to eat shit. I did see some of you guys saying, you know, Nico, just pick the things that you would, you know, pick normally or whatever, right? And then like leave the other ones for later. But here's my sort of issue with that. I'm sure people want to see the Tiger Dojo stuff and as well as some of the bad endings. The problem is if I save it for later, right? If I just like put it off for like a really long time and then have it like what? Like clump it all in like a big video at the end, I feel like it's gonna kind of, I don't know. I think it's actually like worse pacing wise to do that than it is just to do it in the moment. I mean, I'm not saying that if I accidentally miss one, like right now I've been going with, okay, this is clearly the wrong answer. Let's see what happens. Let's see the bad ending, right? I almost think it's better to see that before seeing the actual good one. Especially since like we're kind of in the middle of it, and I feel like going back to it after certain events will feel less, I don't know, it'll feel like even more of like a, why am I watching this? At least that's my thought process. That said, if I end up accidentally picking the right choice by picking the wrong choice, well then, okay, sure. Maybe we'll save it for later, but I don't know, maybe I don't know if Here's something I'm gonna ask you guys then. Is the whole point of doing the bad endings just to see the Tiger Dojo thing? If that's the case, then I guess I could just, I don't know, skip the fucking seeing Shirou get his balls kicked in or something, right? If we just like want to go like, if we just want to like bypass that, if nobody really wants to see like that shit, but they just want to see the big funny haha goofy moment with Taiga, and I'm guessing it's probably not always going to be Ilya. It's probably going to have other people in there too. If that's all people care about, and they don't actually care about me just like dying a painful death, I mean, I could just skip it if that's the way it is. I sort of initially thought that the way these worked was that I would be gleaning new information from the bad end. Like there was actually like people said there's a reason to watch it, and I assumed them in, oh, okay, there must be something in there that you don't get in some of the other endings or something. But now I'm starting to think, no, maybe it's just for the Tiger Dojo. It's actually not for any of the other things. Like everything else is just like, yeah, no, you fucked up. I don't know. Let me know. If that's the case, then I can do that. It's not that big of a deal. If we feel like that's just being like a pace killer in general, right? Of like having to slog through getting absolutely destroyed and just continuing with the story. The only downside to doing that is that there is seemingly at least a little bit of context with what happens in the Tiger Dojo with usually what happens in the ending. So they might talk about something. If I skip over it, we wouldn't know exactly what it was, but I don't know, maybe that's not that big of a deal. I don't know, I'll throw that by you guys. I could go either way. I'm like sort of okay with watching them only because they seem to be generally sort of shorter. But if they end up getting like this one being like stupidly long, then I'm like, nah, man, I don't want to fucking slog through like a route that ends up just going to death. But anyway, last episode, Koya-sama said, you notice that Ilya didn't hesitate to reveal her servant's identity, even though that's normally a no-go in the Holy Grail War. The reason is that a hero's legends will usually include how they were defeated, which reveals a weakness. That's not something Ilya needs to worry about, though. Heracles died because he was tricked into wearing a garment covered in the blood of a centaur he'd killed, mixed with the poison of his own arrows, for which he defeated the Hydra during the 12 Labors. Given that the centaurs are extinct and he's using a rock sword rather than his bow, there's basically zero chance of his legend being used against him. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I guess so. It's not like an Achilles heel like situation. It also clearly shows that she's a bit arrogant, thinking that he's completely unkillable. I'm sure he's probably still got some kind of weakness. He just big dumb smashy smash man. But interesting. Okay, I didn't actually know how Heracles was killed, because despite what the Disney movie says, Hercules actually wasn't this big lovable oaf with a beautiful singing voice. Nah, he was kind of like most gods and demigods. He was kind of a psycho fuck. I think he was also like literally like Kratos at one point, where he gets like tricked or like brainwashed or turned into like enraged to the point where he kills his whole family. Very Ghost of Sparta-y. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's Greek and Roman mythology in a nutshell, right? It's like these guys are all kinds of fucked up. But I see, interesting. It does kind of make me wonder then, how will we beat him? If we can't even beat him directly. I mean, I guess the clear answer would be just to fucking off this demon child, but I do have to wonder why she let us escape. I thought that was very interesting. I think it was something about Shirou choosing to protect Saber that seemed to sort of like trigger something in her, but I just wasn't expecting an ounce of empathy just based on how she was acting to me up to that point. So I don't know. But anyway, Koya-sama, thank you so much for your incredibly enlightening comment about our big boy there. And it's our reason you are comment of the day. Oh yeah, you guys also said the outfit that Ilya is wearing in the Tiger Dojo is basically just the common like wear for the time of like the 90s and I think early 2000s, with like the short shorts and the shirt that's like worn for gym. And yeah, like here's the thing, like yeah, I know, like Natsuno wears that in 13 Sentinels, right? But it was like really short on Ilya, like absurdly short. Natsuno's at least still looked like shorts. They were short shorts, but they were shorts. Hers almost looked like, I'm like, I don't know, maybe she's just wearing a school swimsuit under a t-shirt. It was so short. That's what confused me. But okay, it's just meant to be that outfit. I got you. Apparently they don't wear that anymore because yeah, like not surprisingly, it's a little, I think probably was a bit too revealing and likely just unnecessary. I don't know what it is about like being in high school and having to wear short ass shorts all the time. Even the guys, I mean, I remember like wearing for like cross country and like basketball and stuff. Sometimes you have to wear some really short shorts. Not as bad as the girls, but it was still like, damn, that's just riding high, bro. I want people to see my ass. Oh yeah, you guys did also say, yes, it is possible for quote unquote bad guys to be heroic spirits. Heroes meant to be more of a general term of just someone who did deeds that were well known, that made them renowned in some way. Even if it could also be something that made them infamous. So yeah, someone like Jack the Ripper absolutely could be a heroic spirit, but you know, not really a good guy. I mean, even Heracles, right, isn't exactly a good guy.
I wonder if there's a possibility if there's a universe where I could have gotten the Disney version of Hercules, though, you know?
Come on, he had a big impact. That'd be kind of nice. He could like sing me a song while he beats my enemies to a bloody pulp. Hercules! Get those ladies show up too. They sing his big song. That'd be awesome. Oh yes, and also Achilles was Greek and Hector was from Troy. Right, of course, it's Troy, not Rome. I think I was thinking of the Aeneid. Oh yes, and also apparently the line that Kyrie says, the "Rejoice, my boy," is apparently also a big meme in Fate, which Japanese is Yorikobe Shonen, which I can kind of see. It is kind of a funny line. Rejoice, boy! All right, so we don't need to see the bad ending. Let's just not be stupid. Yes, team up. Shirou's already stupid enough. Besides, I don't have much choice. I don't want to be locked into a 2-hour bad ending. There's too much I don't know, and I have no experience as a mage. If Tasaka is offering to help me, however temporary, it's an offer I can't turn down. All right, I'll take your offer, Tasaka. Honestly, I'd really appreciate your help.
And that settles it. Let's shake on it. We're allies until we defeat Berserker.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess this should be the arrangement. I guess I don't have control over the timing, but it'll probably help to know the timeline. I shake the offered hand. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, because at this point, she knows, right? Out of everybody, well, hold on. I still think Cuckoo Lachu could also still be a problem too, because he knows that we're around, but the master wasn't there, right? It does seem like Cuckoo Lan has maybe a not as good relationship with his master, so maybe that's the point. Because like he definitely knows who we are and that we exist and where I live. Alongside Ilya. I'm a little perplexed. Tasaka's hand is so soft. It reminds me she's a girl. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh my god, her hand's so soft. It reminds me she's a girl. Sorry, I just forgot suddenly for some reason. Thought she was a dude with really long pigtails. Shirou's a little weirdo, isn't he? He's kind of a freak. He's a bit of a freaky boy. My hand in comparison is covered with scratches, and it seems a poor match for hers. Oh god! Humana, boner! The moment I think that, I find myself getting embarrassed. I quickly pull my hand back.
What's wrong? Are you changing your mind about working with me?
No, I don't want you to see my handle covered in boo-boos.
It's not that. I really appreciate that I'm going to be able to work with you. That was more a personal thing. Just don't worry about it. My person is covered with scratches and it seems a poor match for hers. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Tasaka looks at me strangely.
Oh.
Her face turns mischievous. What? I might dissolve our agreement if you say something stupid. I'm serious. I really will. Baka.
Was that the first time you held a girl's hand?
Oh, is that really it?
I thought you had a lot of friends. I didn't realize you were so shy, Shirou.
Wrong. That's not true. There's no way in hell I can say it. There's no way in hell I could say. I could do da be boo ba. There's no way in hell I could say I got embarrassed because it was her. And yeah, fine. I haven't really touched a girl so intimately before, but so intimately, her raw hand. She wasn't wearing a condom on it. Oh my god. And no, Fujine doesn't count. She's more like something from a different planet than someone of a different gender. Hey, hold on. What did Tasaka just say?
You really do wear your feelings on your sleeve. Fine, I'll let it go. But I want you sulky if I push your buttons too much. Then here's my deposit. Consider it a proof of my alliance with you.
I don't know where she'd been keeping it, but she tugs out a giant book and slaps it on the table. It looks like a diary. There's no title, and the cover is wine red. Is this gonna be like my talking book friend that, like, instills me with new abilities that I get from all those cool epic fights that I totally do in this game? It seems to be Tasaka's trademark color.
This was my father's, but I don't need it anymore, so I'll give it to you. It's not the kind of thing a full-fledged master needs, but I figure you might benefit from it.
Tasaka gestures for me to flip through it. Okay, thanks. I open to a random page, and then there's nothing written on the pages, but a strange image suddenly pops into my head. Oh my god! Weapon data unlocked. Huh? Tasaka, what is this? It's funny. I find it funny that the log in this game, that keeps track of stuff is. Wait a minute. What? That wasn't. I swear that wasn't there. Shut up. That was not there before. It was just weapon here before, right? That was not there. I was just about to say, I'm like, I think it's so weird. It's just weapon in here and nothing else. This was not here. I swear to God. Everyone in the comments be like, Nico, that was there the whole time. You've been looking at it for literally like fucking 6 or 7 episodes now. God damn, Nico. I'm ashamed of you. You disgust me. How blind could you possibly be? And I'm like, shut up. Shut up. I was not there. Since somehow someone went in there and managed to edit all my videos to make sure that shit was not visible. And then I'm like losing my mind. Everyone just gaslights me into the oblivion. Okay. Unnamed axe sword. The stone sword that Berserker uses. The Ironsburns procured it from the foundation of a temple and used it as a catalyst to summon Heracles. Heracles was especially proficient with the bow, but he has lost his weapons and techniques due to his madness enhancement. Ah, okay. Yeah, so this is, again, Berserker makes him a bit different. Though, not too inappropriate, because he does get berserking crazy at one point in his life. Whoa. Oh, what? We got stats? Cool. Cool. Ooh. Oh, wait, we did it. We had this before. This was also in Fate Samurai Remnant, but that was also a video game. that was like a video game with gameplay and shit. So like, actually, now I think about it though, most of it also was just kind of fluff too. now that I really think about it, most of it was just kind of like, woo, this is cool, but it didn't actually really amount to a lot of gameplay stuff. Well, it says what their alignment is. Lawful good. True name, I don't fucking know. Strength is a B. I guess concentration or constitution? Probably constitution is a C. Her agility is a C. I'm surprised. How is it? All of it is just B's. There's no S's or A's. Actually, looks like it probably goes up to A. She seems like she's a god. Her magic is, I think that's what that is. I guess, or magi with MGI is a B. Her luck is a B. Her noble phantasm is only a C. Ha! Cancel all mage crap below A. In reality, modern mages cannot hurt Saber. The riding ability can ride most things better than the average person, but can't ride beasts that are demonic and holy rank beasts. Okay. So those demons don't like to be ridden. Intuition, the ability to constantly sense the best course of action for oneself during battle. This actually is probably going to have a lot more, actually is probably going to be tied more to the actual plot than it did in Fate Samurai Remnant. Honestly, at least I would think so, because this is, I mean, this is like, actually you can interweave stuff like this into the plot a bit easier than the other one, because the other one is, because it was like, a lot of this stuff was like cool, fluffy stuff, but they didn't really actually, like, how can I apply some of the stuff in there to gameplay, right? Without making like a bunch of fucking unique systems for everybody. The ability to constantly sense the best course of action for oneself during battle. A well-honed sixth sense is akin to precognition. It reduces disturbances that interfere with vision and hearing by half. Okay. Mana burst. It wraps magical energy around her weapon or her own body and improves its abilities by releasing the energy in an instant. In other words, it is a jet thruster made of magical energy. Not only does Saber use magical energy for swordplay, she also utilizes it for defensive movement. She's able to fight Berserker despite having the physique of a young girl because of her massive amount of magical energy. An ordinary weapon that has no powerful divine protection cannot endure her magical energy-filled attacks and would be destroyed with a single blow. Hence her noble phantasm, whatever the fuck it is. Barrier of the Wind King. Cool. Invisible air. The Unseen Sword. Type is an anti-personnel. Its range is 1 to 2, whatever that means. Max targets 1 item? It doesn't let the enemy know the weapon's distance. It is simple, but proves to be tremendously effective in hand-to-hand combat. It is a noble phantasm protected by a powerful magecraft, so it does not mean that the sword itself is invisible. The sword blade sheathed in wind changes the refractive index of light and makes the original shape of the sword invisible. It is not exactly a vacuum state, but the wind wrapped around the blade itself is a lethal weapon and seems to increase the destructive power of slashing attacks. It can only create a vacuum state in the instant that the compressed wind is released. What the fuck? In instances where the target of the attack has resistance to modifications caused by visual disturbances, modification of hit accuracy due to barrier of the Wind King will be in effect. What the fuck did I just read? What? The attack has resistance to modifications caused by visual I don't even know. It's just like word vomit. In addition to making the blade invisible, it also releases the compressed wind and shoot it as a single-use projectile weapon. Like Getsu. In that case, the damage is limited and isn't affected by Saber's own magical energy or physical strength. Cool. Ooh. So like Rider, we have no idea who they are. We don't see them. Caster, we don't know. Assassin, we don't know. All right, we got Lancer in here. We just know his name because he's a fucking idiot. But don't know his master. Damn, he's got an A rank. A rank in agility. Strength's B. Constitution is a C. Magic's a C. His luck is an E. Unlucky bitch. His noble phantasm is a B. Curvy blade. Hey, we got the hero info. The great hero of Ireland, the demigod born of Lug, god of light and the king of Ulster, Concabar's young sister Diactine. His childhood name was Sentanta, and he was predicted to live as a hero. Kukulan means Kulan's savage dog. Whoa. It's got a little bit of magic resistance. Doesn't block large-scale magecraft such as grand magecraft or ritual mantras. Bow Commune. It doesn't know when to give up. It makes it possible to fight on the verge of death. It can survive as long as there are no definitive fatal wounds. Disengage? The ability to withdraw from battle. That's not a move. The ability to haul ass away. Can also reset a losing battle back to the beginning, the first turn, and reset the conditions of a technique back to the... What the hell? Okay, maybe this shit is more like... This is like D&D shit. Thought maybe it was gonna... Maybe would tie it more to the story. I'm just starting to think this is just some made up shit. We're just making shit up. Divinity. Whether or not one has a divine spirit aptitude. The higher it is, the more physically mixed with divine spirits one is. The fuck does that even mean? His noble phantasm. The Gay Bulge. Soaring spear that plunges with death. Rank B. A cursed spear that always pierces one's heart if it strikes. A fatal thrust from the demonic spear, Gay Bulge. Its true ability is to reverse cause and effect, causing the spear to thrust after has already been penetrated the opponent's heart. Since the spear is struck before even being thrust, it is impossible to defend or prevent. The result has been decided. Yeah, it's actually King Crimson, essentially. It's just really funny to think about. High agility cannot prevent Gay Bulge. Instead, high luck is necessary to reverse one's fortunes before Gay Bulge is activated. Okay, then we got Archer. Strength is actually not very high. His constitution and agility are only C. His magic is surprisingly high to B. His luck is also low. Who knows what the fuck his noble shit is? Oh yeah, that's actually right. So he's I'm actually surprised. Lawful balance? I thought it would have been chaotic balanced or something. Or evil. Well, it's lawful and evil and then balanced in chaos and then I think. Is that right? No, he's chaotic. All right. Holy shit. Whoa, whoa, they get up to an A+. All right, I'm spoiling myself here. Okay, no hero info. A little bit of magic resistance. Independent action. The ability to be independent for a while, even if the supply magic runs from one's master runs out. If they are B rank, it is possible to stay in this world for 2 days, even if they lose their master. Really? Huh. Or if that's gonna come into play at some point. What the fuck? Are you serious? This bitch is just broken? Chaotic madness. Wait, sorry, what was Archer? Neutral balanced. Okay. Actually surprised Lancer was lawful. He's got an A+ in strength. This goes even further beyond. And in constitution, and agility, and in magic. His luck is only a B, but his old phantasm is an A. That seems... What? This doesn't seem bright at all. This guy's stats are just broken? He can't be beaten, bitch. Chief deity of Zeus and a human woman. Hercules actually possesses attributes that could allow him to be categorized as any of the regular servant classes excluding Castor. The best noble phantasm that he owns was earned during the 12 labors. There's a bow and arrow called 9 lives. Madness enhancement increases the rank of the parameter but takes away most of one's reasoning. Battle continuation. Makes it possible to fight on the verge of death and survive as long as there are no definitive fatal wounds. Avoiding danger by intuition or sixth sense, mind's eye. Valor A+, the ability to nullify mental interference such as coercion, confusion, and bedazzlement. Really? I thought it may be like, I don't know, too stupid to nullify shit like that. It has the effect of increasing combat damage. However, because he's currently being madness enhanced due to his class ability, the skill cannot take effect. Oh. Okay. So, never mind. Divinity A. Whether or not one has a divine spirit aptitude, higher it is, more physically, blah, blah, blah. Being Zeus' son and having been welcomed by the gods after death, Heracles' divine spirit aptitude can be considered one of the highest class. His noble phantasm. Does it have a name? It's Big Rock Sword. Immortality that was gained by God's blessing. Curse. Turns the body into sturdy armor. Nullifies all attacks ranked B or lower. This just seems unfair. I don't even remember anyone being this fuck busted in Face Samurai Remnant.
It's a chart that records each servant's abilities. You know there are certain rules in the Holy Grail War, right? That applies to servants too. First of all, only 7 heroic spirits get summoned. The 7 can only be summoned after they are assigned to one of the predetermined classes the Holy Grail has prepared in advance. Instead of summoning the heroic spirits themselves, the Holy Grail creates a vessel close to each heroic spirit, and then summons the spirit into it. You know how seances and mediums work by calling on the spirit and drawing them into the caster's body, so the spirit can communicate, right? It's like that. In order to summon spirits from different ages, you need a sort of container.
Classes. Oh, so that's why Saber's called Saber. Holy shit!
Exactly. Remember that heroic spirits need to conceal their identities. That's why you never say their real name. So, their summoned class then serves as their name. The classes are Saber, Lancer, Archer, Rider, Caster, Assassin, and Berserker. A total of 7.
As far as it's being told to him now, we're really spreading out your lessons here, Shirou.
The class lineup may differ depending on the Holy Grail War, but we have a classic lineup in this war.
Oh, really?
The common belief is that Saber is the most powerful.
Well, according to those stats, that's some bullshit.
Each class has its own unique characteristics, but each servant's abilities differ according to the summoned heroic spirit's rank, so be mindful of that.
Heroic spirit's rank? You mean how strong they were in life?
That's part of it, but their abilities are also dependent on their notability. What they did or what kind of weapon they wielded may not change, but their basic abilities will change depending on how famous they were in their time. Heroic spirits are like gods, so they become more powerful the more people worship them.
Gods this world.
I guess you could say their essence becomes more potent. It's similar to divine spirits falling in rank to elementals if they lose devout followers. Similarly, a hero forgotten by the people doesn't have much power. Although, a hero who was powerful enough to begin with should retain at least some power and abilities, whether they were unknown or forgotten.
That if a hero is well known and their legend was extraordinary,
they would be a rank A servant, yeah. And that's why Berserker might be one of the strongest ever. He's the most famous hero from Greek mythology. Heroes from the Age of Gods already have special noble phantasms to begin with. There's not much we can do if the heroes themselves are strong.
Tasaka? What the heck's a noble phantasm? What the freak?
A noble phantasm is a servant's iconic item, which they use during their lifetime. Heroes and magical swords, or sacred swords, come as a set, right? It's basically their armament.
Huh? Weapon? Like Saber's invisible sword?
Something like that. I don't know what the story with that sword is. Whatever Saber's wielding is definitely her noble phantasm. I don't think I need to even say this, but heroes can't remain in their legend with just their name alone. Each hero has a weapon that is sort of their trademark, and that is the crystallization of the people's desire for a miracle, their noble phantasm.
So it's a powerful magical item.
Exactly. Simply put, heroic spirits are no match for powerful magecraft or mystics. But when their noble phantasms come into play, it's a whole different story. Heroic spirits who wield noble phantasms can defeat even elementals several ranks higher than them.
Ah, okay. I see. So we're saying, like, despite Berserker seeming like an unstoppable god, right? Maybe Saber's, like, noble phantasm unleashed at full power might be able to defeat him. Or somebody else's.
This is because most are sacred or magical swords that appear in legend, and they are close to the level of magic. Swords that can kill dragons, the most powerful species of phantasmals. Shoes that allow the wearer to travel thousands of miles. Or even magical swords that can kill deities.
I wonder if any actual gods have made it this, right? I mean, Heracles is a demigod, so he's part god, but I wonder if like can Zeus just show up into this shit? That seems kind of broken though, right? Like that actually seems fuck busted. You're like one of the most powerful gods ever, who's, you know, renowned by everyone. I don't know, I'm almost wondering, is there like a balance to this? Is there like, does the Overseer in any way have any control over this? Or is the Holy Grail like decide like, oh, I can't put this guy in here, it's a little too OP. Or is it just like, man, no, fuck this, I don't give a crap. This guy gets Heracles and this guy gets J.R.R. Tolkien. He's like, the fuck am I doing here? Oh my God, blah! Fucking explodes.
Whatever they may be, now you understand that the armaments heroic spirits wield are an entirely different level. So much so that you might wonder why they aren't invincible. It's no exaggeration to say that battles between servants are ultimately battles between their noble phantasms.
So what you're saying is that these servants, who are heroic spirits, will most definitely have at least one noble phantasm.
Yes, and as a general rule, one heroic spirit can only wield one noble phantasm.
Two is just, it's just fucking ridiculous.
They're usually swords or spears. Have you ever heard of the legendary Chinese sword, the Anzaken? The mountain cutting sword. You can only swing it once, but some magecraft items said to destroy an entire mountain in one swing. I think it's like that. But noble phantasms are a kind of miracle activated only when their true names are spoken, so they can't be used casually.
Huh? It activates when the weapon's name is spoken, right? Why would it make it so hard to use? Don't you not? No, do you not? Do not you not? Do not you not?
Do you not realize that saying the weapon's name also tells you which hero the servant is? The heroes and their magical swords are a set, so if you know their weapon's name, you also know its wielder's name. If that happens, you'll then know their strengths and weaknesses.
Well, we know that guy's name. I don't think we know fucking dick for shit about his weakness.
Yeah, I don't know. Aim for the dick.
I see. Yeah, you make a good point. What if you just said it really quietly? Now I think back, when Lancer used his noble phantasm, Saber immediately figured out his identity. Something about Ireland's Child of Light. I don't know, I don't read. Okay, so servants are separated by classes, and each of them are heroic spirits suited to that class. They're all concealing their identities, and the weapons that they wield are the most powerful aces they got up their sleeve, but they can't use it freely, or they would wind up revealing their identity.
That's all I can tell you about servants. If you want more details, just look at that book. Flip through when you have the time. Once you get used to it, you should be able to identify servants intuitively without the book.
I don't want to study. With that, Tasaka stands up.
Okay, well, I'm heading home.
Eh? Yeah, thanks. I'm still sitting on the floor, so I look up at Tasaka as she gets ready to leave.
Don't get confused about things just because we formed an alliance. You and me, we're going to fight eventually. When all the other masters have been defeated, or even if they're still alive, we're bound to fight, no matter what. You're better off not seeing me as human, Emiya.
She's not a human. Only an incredibly attractive girl. I mean, after making very clear where we stand, Tasaka leaves for her home. I can already feel myself getting less and less stressed once Tasaka leaves. My feverish body is suddenly overcome with exhaustion as I collapse to the floor. Oh, this raging boner of mine. It's exhausted me. I lie on my side to try to ignore the nausea creeping back over me. The ticking of the clock echoes throughout the quiet living room. A battle between masters, huh? I still don't understand what the heck that is. All I know is I don't know much. It may have felt more real to me if I was even a little more interested in the Holy Grail. I don't know what it is, but the only thing I can feel for the Holy Grail is disgust. A grail that supposedly grants wishes. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's an artifact powerful enough to summon servants. It may not grant every wish, but it's more than valuable enough for a mage. And yet, I have no interest. I might be skeptical because it doesn't feel real to me, but I also feel it's not fair to take a shortcut like that. Plus, it doesn't sit well with me, knowing that the selection process is just battle. Yet this is a game of musical chairs. No matter how I feel about it, I'll need to overcome my competition to survive, now that I'm involved. And one of the methods to get rid of competition could be to involve and harm other innocent people. That's why. Hey, look, there it is, guys. Rejoice, Shirou Emiya. Rejoice, my boy! Boy! My reason to fight in the Holy Grail War is not to survive and win. Your wish will finally be granted. It's to do everything I can to stop those who will try and win by any means necessary. I feel dizzy again. It's not surprising. No matter how much my body appears healed, it was nearly split in half just a few hours ago. This feeling isn't going anywhere anytime soon. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I felt this way for the rest of my life. I was very nearly killed 3 times in one day! There's no denying that someone with no power will wind up hurt if they participate in battle. My own ineptitude nearly cost me my own body. And that girl got hurt trying to protect me. Where the hell is she, by the way? Ugh. Try to sit back up. Right! Her! Can't believe myself. Completely forgot about her because Tasaka had settled herself in my living room. Maybe it's more that I was just avoiding thinking about her. I'm such a goddamn coward. I was avoiding thinking about the girl who was bleeding miserably, even though I was the reason she got hurt in the first place. Can't believe Tasaka left out the most crucial point. I shoved myself back up to my feet. Tasaka never said anything about Saber. The only thing she said was that she and Saber brought me home, but she didn't elaborate. The very first thing I should have asked was whether the girl was safe, since Berserker wounded her. Ugh. I suppress my nausea as I make my way through the mansion. Saber is nowhere to be found. I even checked the detached guest rooms, but I can't find her. That's weird. That armor isn't exactly camouflage. Even so, a fully armed and armored Saber still eludes me. Supposedly servants can turn into spear forms, but unfortunately she can't with me. No, first of all, even though I'm called a master, I don't know anything about her. I don't even know what Saber is or how servants are able to exist. It's like a new soldier suddenly gets rewarded with a tank. But what's fortunate is that this tank has an autopilot. Even if the soldier is incompetent, the tank will run on its own. I bang my head against the pillar, frustrated by my own thoughts. What's with these negative thoughts, you idiot? You're whining. You're being a little baby bitch. I apologize to the blonde girl internally. Right now, I need to find her and see if she's okay. She's not here either. I've looked around the entire house. It's the size of a traditional Japanese inn, but I played hide and seek with Fujine when I was a kid, so I know the most efficient way to search it. She must be in the dojo or the shed if she isn't in the house itself. The yard, the shed, or... She told me she was going to protect me, so she's not likely to leave the house. Hey, maybe she's... I was trying to remember another place. If she's not in the house, the yard, or the shed where we first met, there's another big building within the compound. That's where she'll be. I head over as quick as I can. My destination is the Kendo Dojo in a detached building. I'm getting a little nervous. If she's not there, I'll have to accept that she's just disappeared. I realize something. I have no clue who she is, but I still want her to be here. And damn it! Oh gosh, it's the Tiger Dojo! I enter an enclosed room, completely absent any ornamentation. It's not a room to live in, and it's a dojo designed only for training. Within the tranquil room lit by the sun. Hey, there she is. What the hell? She's wearing a school outfit, I think. She sits as if she always belonged there. The place is hushed, serene. The sunlight coming in is white and untainted, allowing the girl to be one with the dojo. It's the same girl who wielded her sword without hesitation, protecting me from Lancer last night under the moonlight. That golden mane of hers, which had soaked in the blue-white moonlight, now glitters in the sunlight. And then I remember. This is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. She was clad in armor, wielding her sword, and silently overwhelming the enemy. The extraordinary sight of her isn't what surprised me. In fact, it didn't matter how she looked. Even if she'd been covered in mud, I don't think my reaction would have been any different. The girl who had so moved me is still right here in front of me. I just admire her for getting me to breathe. Damn, Shirou's got such a fucking raging boner for all these girls in his house. To hell with being a master in the Holy Grail War. In this moment, I've completely accepted the girl called Saber. I don't know how much time elapsed. Saber opens her eyes as if waking from a slumber. Oh. I sound disappointed, and my voice echoes through the dojo in the silence. Saber notices and stands up without making a sound. She walks towards me before I can think of what to say.
You are awake, Shirou.
Her voice is serene. Something rich and calm about her voice hangs in the air. Yeah, I just woke up. I managed to answer at least. Oh, got right in the face.
Shirou, is something the matter? Perhaps you're still not fully recovered.
No, I'm fine. I feel real good. Real good. I recoil from her. I avert my eyes to try to get my heartbeat under control before my chest bursts and my dick explodes. Get a hold of yourself, penis. Why are you getting all worked up like this? I take a deep breath, but I don't think this feeling is going away anytime soon. Man, why does she have to change? Saber's appearance is drastically different from yesterday. Her outfit now is so ordinary, in stark contrast to her armor. Her appearance takes me by surprise. She seems more real, which confuses the hell out of me. Seriously, she's drop dead. I get it, Shirou. I get it. She's fucking hot. I get it. God. I mean, I saw that yesterday, but it's actually setting in now.
Shirou.
As soon as we make eye contact, I can feel my nervousness grow. Then again, I wasn't looking everywhere for her just to stay silent. It's uncomfortable, but I can't let it be awkward forever. Saber, right? This is actually the first time we sat down to talk. I bite the bullet, but then...
Shirou, before that, there's something I would address regarding last night.
She interrupts me, obviously displeased, making her earlier calm hard to fathom. Huh? Sure. What is it?
As I said, last night. You are my master. It is troubling if you take such actions. Combat is my territory, so please stay behind me and out of the direct line of fire. I cannot protect you when you go out on your own, apparently determined to die in vain as you so nearly did.
Saber doesn't mince words. Her clipped tone is enough to make me forget my anxiety. What the hell? If I hadn't intervened, you'd been cut in half.
Perhaps I would have died, but you would not have been hurt. Let me repeat myself. Do not do that again. My master need not defend me, nor is there any reason to do so. Use a bitch, Shirou!
The girl speaks frankly. She's very clerical. What? Don't be stupid! I don't need a reason to protect a girl! The words just pop out before I can think about it. Saber stiffens as if surprised to see me upset at her. I find myself taking a step back under her severe expression. Now I just feel embarrassed, like I said something incredibly tone deaf. Anyway, thanks for taking me home. I appreciate that.
You are most welcome. It is a servant's duty to protect their master, but it's still nice to be acknowledged. You are very courteous, Shirou. Except when you're an idiot.
I don't think I'm particularly polite, actually. There's something more pressing that I need to bring up. Something I should have asked as soon as I got home yesterday. Is she willing to be my servant? And is she really all right with fighting with me in this war? Let's get back on topic, Saber. Oh, I can call you Saber, right?
Yes, as a servant who has formed a contract with you, I am your sword. I shall follow your orders, attack your enemies, and protect you.
Saber does not hesitate in the slightest to give her answer. Her tone leaves no room for doubt. You are my sword, huh? To win the Holy Grail thing?
Is that not why you summoned me?
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. I really want that thing a doodle that I totally learned about yesterday. No, I wound up summoning you because I couldn't just tell her it was a big, weird coincidence. And actually, I didn't even summon her. Saber just appeared when I was in trouble and saved me. And here we are. I became Saber's master, and I got looped in this battle to the death, this Holy Grail War. I didn't choose any of this. I'm still just an apprentice mage who just got caught up in a battle way beyond my abilities. Wait, so what about it? I'm already resolved to fight no matter what. There's no point in me crying over my situation now. I shake my head trying to stop myself from whining. No more of that. I've already said I'd fight. I can't just drop everything and run. This will be the last time I whine aloud or think negatively. Bullshit, Shirou! No matter how I get involved, I've decided to fight.
Shirou?
It's nothing. But I'll need to warn you. Your chances of winning are pretty slim with me. I don't have any knowledge or power like Tasaka. We could very well end up in another situation like last night. Are you still okay with that?
Are you saying you have no intention of fighting?
I have the will to fight. I'm only asking if you still want to team up with me, knowing how slim the odds are. How I got to this conclusion doesn't matter. All that matters is that I've decided to fight this battle. That's why. I don't think it's right for someone to get hurt on my behalf. Even if I'm weak, having Saber fight and having her get hurt like that. I can't stand that happening again.
You are my master, Shirou. That is an immutable fact. Servants do not have the freedom to choose their masters.
She's right. That's the whole reason Saber is my servant. If it's true, I'll need to respect Saber's needs and actions as best I can. Got it. Then you're okay with me being your master.
Yes, but I also want you to know that I will not allow my master to be defeated. If you have no chance of victory, I must create one. I will utilize every opportunity available for you to obtain the Holy Grail.
To obtain the Holy Grail. Tasaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber is no exception. That's why she hasn't hesitated up to this point. But it's also why. Hold on, Saber. You said by any means possible, right? Does that mean you'll stop at nothing to win? Like, you might even attack people to gain power. I can't finish my sentence. Saber looks at me as if she's looking at an enemy.
Shirou, that is not what I mean by any means possible. I can only do things I allow myself to. It is impossible for me to betray my own beliefs. Harming unarmed innocents goes against a knight's oath. However, I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells in compensation.
I get overwhelmed by the edge in her voice. At the same time, I feel relief flooding through me. Saber seemed like a robot because of her extraordinary power and lack of hesitation, but I know now she's not some cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I wouldn't make you do anything like that. Just you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry. What I've said must have been insulting.
No. I also failed to grasp your intentions and jump to conclusions. You are not at fault. So may you please raise your head?
Huh? Oh, I bowed without realizing it. I raised my head.
Happy Saber face!
I don't know what's so funny, but Saber has a small smile on her face. Huh? Well, she seems happy, so I don't press her. I forgot to bring this up. In addition to doing everything we can, I've decided to team up with Tasaka for the time being. Remember her? The girl who was with us last night, Archer's master.
You mean Rin? That is certainly a wise decision. I'm sure there are many things you can learn from her until you become a full-fledged master.
That's a relief. As long as Saber agrees, I can work together with Tasaka without hesitation. The only other thing I need to ask her right now is, What hero is Saber? Are you okay? Where did you get those clothes? There's only one other thing I need to ask her right now. Where did you get those clothes? Should I ask about those clothes she's wearing? So, Saber, I want to ask you something.
Yes, what is it?
Where did you get those clothes? You look completely different than yesterday, so you kind of caught me off guard. Actually, I'm still bewildered.
Rin provided them for me. She thought it would be best that I avoid attracting attention, as I am unable to return in spirit form.
I see. I had no idea.
What about them?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. I want to tell her they look good on her, but I managed to stop myself. Calm down, don't get a big dick. If I said something like that, I'd probably go beat red.
Shirou?
Well, yeah, yesterday's armor. Yeah, I was just wondering what happened to your armor.
There is no need to worry about that. There are no rules for wearing armor, so I have it off while I'm wearing these clothes. That armor is created from my magical energy. I can call for it as needed.
So I guess she just kind of flexes and it comes out. I can only respond with amazement. Anyway, there's no doubt she'd draw a lot of attention going around in that armor. But with Saber wearing something like that, I can probably make up some story to the neighbors that she's a distant relative of my old man or something. He'll actually have to do that anyway. But then, I hear something heavy hit the floor by the door. What's that? I turn to face the sound. At the door, Oh, sir. That was gonna be, fucking, Fujine. There's Tasaka, a duffel bag at her feet. What the? My mind comes to a screeching halt. I thought Tasaka had gone home, but here she is at the dojo in her ordinary clothes. Why is she carrying so much stuff? What are you doing here, Tasaka?
What do you mean? I went home to get my stuff. Wouldn't it be the sensible thing since I'm going to live here from now on?
What? Live? You living here? In my house? In my fucking house?
That's what teaming up means, right? Honestly, what did you think we were talking about earlier?
I can't even speak. I need something. I need to say something or else this is going to turn into a huge mess, but my brain refuses to work.
So where's my room? If you don't have one ready, I'll just pick one.
She just pushes right by me, brashly invading my home. Oh, no, hold up. Wouldn't this be wrong? I mean, Tasaka's pretty much the school's idol. Having her in my house at all is already a big deal. But I don't know how people will react if she starts staying here or living with me, and Fujine would absolutely kill me. And, well, maybe this is just a plot on Tasaka's part to get rid of a master? That's it right there. That's right. She knows that by staying here, that fucking Fujine's gonna murder the shit out of you. You're gonna die today. You're gonna die today, Shirou.
Oh, by the way, why don't you prepare a room for her too? Unlike my archer, your servant actually takes up space. So you need to set up a place for her to rest. Well, I guess it's not a huge deal if you think just one futon would be enough for the two of you.
What? Just playing Saber and I sleep in the same bed or something? Hell yeah, baby. That's what we're here for, right? All that sweet hentai. I don't give a shit about all this dumb lore and all this other crap in between. It's all about that sweet hentai. That's what I've been building up towards. It better be in here, I swear to God. It better be in this completely unmodded version of the game. Like hell that's gonna happen, idiot. Think you just say whatever because I'm being quiet. That isn't ever happening. Saber's a girl, you know.
You're missing the point, but whatever. Did you hear that, Saber? Shirou's saying he doesn't want to share a room with a girl.
Saber's staring at me. Look at her, she's so fucking angry. She looks really stern.
That will not do, Shirou. A servant must protect their master at all times.
What does that look on Rin's face right now?
Yeah! Get that smoke Rin face back, yeah, boy. Use a dumb bitch, Shirou, yeah!
Sorry, Rin is harnessing her inner smug Estelle.
Masters are most vulnerable when they are asleep, so I must be in the room with you to protect you.
That's even worse! What the hell are you two thinking? Does girls really be thinking about that kind of stuff? Why? Why are the two of them just silently staring at me like that?
Uh-huh. You do know you don't really need to treat servants like humans, right? Guess there's just no sense telling Shirou that, though.
I'm about to protest, but I shut my dumb, dirty whore mouth. The discomfort I felt when I was talking to Tasaka in the living room earlier comes rushing back. Actually, I just figured out the cause of my discomfort. It's this raging hard dick! Hold on, Tasaka, why'd you start calling me by my first name?
Huh? I didn't even realize it. I thought it happened pretty quickly.
It did happen quickly. At least that's how I felt.
Oh, if you don't like it, I'll try to be more careful about it. But do you care, Shirou? Do you really give a fuck?
Tasaka is so casual about this, not really caring how I feel. You're right, Issei. It's not that Rin Tasaka might be a cruel enchantress. She is one. I told you! I told you! Therefore, you should date me instead! Fine. Do whatever you want. You can call me whatever you like.
Yeah, I will then, bitch. Rin, please do not change the subject. We have not finished deciding on the matter of Shirou and my living arrangements. Oh, that's right. But given Shirou's reaction, it might not be realistic for you and Shirou to share a room. There's no point in treating servants like humans, but you might as well give up since Shirou hates that idea. That is not true. Shirou simply expressed his discomfort, but he did not outright say no. You heard her. So what do you really mean, Shirou, you dumb bitch?
Hold on a demon second. I don't understand how in a single day she can just casually start calling me Shirou like a cat she just picked up and named. Well, that's not really the issue here. This is about Saber's living arrangement.
Shirou, I will ask you once again. It is a servant's job to guard you while you sleep. At this point, I am sure you understand your position as a master.
The decision won't change no matter how much she stares at me like that. No, I'll prepare a different room for Saber. I'll make sure her room's closest to mine. It should be a good compromise. Intimidation won't work with me. Anyway, I'm a man. So I have to draw a line. You need to be more mindful of your position too, Saber.
Yes, exactly. That is why I'm simply insisting as a servant that I protect Master.
No, not that. I'm talking about your own position. If you don't get it, never mind. If you're going to keep pressing the issue, I'll make you understand if I have to use my command spell. I'll try to scare Saber off the subject. Like waving my hand around.
I would not like you using a command spell for that reason. Our future would be bleak indeed if you were to use such a thing to command me, not to protect you. You're right, Shirou is the first and definitely last master to say something like that.
Don't be stupid. I wouldn't use my command spell for something like this either. I'm just trying to be scary.
Understood. I will follow Master's command. But what will you do if you are ambushed? Assassins have the ability to close in on their target by concealing their presence. If that were to happen, are you able to protect yourself until I reach you?
Well, I really can't tell her that I can take care of myself. Yeah, I managed to survive against Lancer, but I won't have that kind of luck twice.
That's not possible. This mansion has a bounded field set up to alert the residents of any intruders. We may not be able to avoid being attacked, but we should be able to detect attempts at an ambush. If that happens, Saber should have time to rush to Shirou's defense before he's attacked. So she can go ahead and take another room. That may be true, but... Then why don't you take the room next to Shirou's? You're fine as long as you two don't share rooms, right, Emiya?
Tasaka purposely calls me Emiya at the end. You dang bitch. Tasaka, that's a bit of a misconception.
I'm saying it for your sake, so it's justified. Anyway, I wonder which room I should take.
Tasaka takes her luggage and heads towards the mansion, putting an end to the conversation. She seems cheerful, like a student picking her room at a school trip. How terrifying. The way Tasaka carries herself so self-assuredly mesmerizes the two of us, and we both watch her go in stunned dismay. All the ladies living in my place. Yeah. We all leave the dojo and head back to the house. For the time being, I need to give them all a tour so Saber can select her room. This is the Japanese style room. If you head towards the back, you'll find the living room, bathroom, and other communal spaces. You get to the guest house if you walk along the veranda corridor towards the detached side of the house. Seems like Tasaka wants to go that way. As we walk, I explain where everything is. I'm not sure she's even listening, since Saber's just following me without reacting to a single thing I say. Hello? Hey, you listening? Hello?
I do not need to know the layout of the house. I just need to know where your room is, Shirou.
My room is this way. It's pretty far into the house.
Then please leave me there. There is something I wish to discuss with you privately.
Privately?
Yes, it's sexing time, Shirou!
That means there's something else she doesn't want Tasaka to hear. I don't think Tasaka would hear us since she's in the detached area of the house, but I can't forget that she's still a master. She could just as easily listen in. Besides, the veranda's hardly a place to talk in private. Here, this is my room.
What? This is your room, Shirou.
Huh? When we step into my room, Saber's eyes widen with surprise. What's wrong? I don't think there's anything around here that should surprise you like that.
No, it is not that there is anything that surprises me. It is more that I am more surprised that there is nothing here. You are certain this is your room?
Oh, you're right. This is. I'm sorry. I've just been living here. I forgot where my room was. Of course, my room. Why would I lie to you about that? I only come here to sleep, so it makes sense there's nothing here.
I see. I just did not expect that. I imagined you to be a collector of some sort.
Saber steps into the Japanese-style room, running her hand along the wall and sliding paper door, feeling its texture. Her touch is gentle, as if contact with these things will let her learn their history, see their memories.
I'm glad. Your room may seem sparse, but it feels like it's been treated with care. It looks drab, but I can feel the warmth here.
The fuck are you talking about? Warmth? Well, I guess that's true. Maybe that's how this mansion's been structured. The store is cool during the summer and warm in winter. My old man was also impressed and said I chose well.
Yes, a room is a reflection of its owner's personality. The state of this room left me concerned about your disposition, but now my impression of you as is was previous to coming here.
Cool, I guess. Saber sounds relieved, but I don't really understand what the fuck she's trying to say. So, what do you want to talk to me privately about?
2 things, both of which I would like to keep between the two of us. Is that alright?
Huh? Well, if you say so, I don't mind. But at least tell me what they are, or else I won't know whether it's good or bad.
Both are bad. At the very least, I do not want any of the other masters knowing this.
From Saber's expression, I'm guessing this has something to do with our shortcomings. Okay, I think I got the gist of what's on your mind. Go ahead and tell me what it is.
The first thing is about a summoned servant's first obligation. I'm afraid I cannot fulfill that obligation, so I'd like to apologize in advance.
Huh? A servant's first obligation?
Revealing my identity to you. Have you not heard it from Rin?
About who you are? Oh, you mean your real name? Actually, I'm kind of curious, because that was a choice earlier, right? Did that lead to... It did, actually. Funny. Actually led to... That was the bonus. Funny dress. I'm assuming the one that... I just said, because I had a feeling asking her, she wasn't going to be able to tell me, and I think if she would have said that, it probably would have led to a minus on affinity, right? Servants are heroic spirits. They are heroes who have made a name for themselves throughout the history and around the world. They conceal their identities as well as their skills by using class names. A servant's true name isn't something to be revealed lightly, but their masters should know. Without knowing their identity, masters won't know a servant's strength and abilities. Master and servant are one. The pair simply can't battle effectively if one has something to hide. At least that would be the case if we're talking about a normal master. Knowing Saber's true name won't change the fact that I still can't use her with her full potential, and I wasn't all that interested in the first place. Okay, that's fine. But why?
I'm basing this on my own understanding of the situation. In spite of whatever intention or efforts on your part to protect my true name, there are numerous ways with which the enemy could use magecraft to rip that knowledge from you. You have little resistance to magecraft. A skilled mage could easily take advantage of this. Should you fall under an enemy's spell, you may reveal my true name, entirely against your will.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, you're right. I'd give it up the moment a spell was cast on me. Let's keep it a secret.
I appreciate your understanding. Then again, I'm not as renowned or distinguished as the likes of Berserker anyway. It may not make much of a difference, even were my name to be revealed.
What? I mean, okay, that doesn't completely discount my theory. I guess maybe Lancelot isn't quite as renowned as Heracles or Hercules. Yeah. But Lancelot's pretty fucking known. I don't know. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who didn't know who Lancelot was. I'm trying to decide whether this is like, is actually helping my theory or not. Like, I'm not as renowned or distinguished. I mean, I think that's probably fair though, because probably not many people are, right? Again, that's kind of like, it feels a little broken. Getting Heracles, well, yeah, it's like almost like getting like Zeus or somebody. I think it sort of still lines up. I think it's still possible. Saber's tone is regretful. I hadn't quite expected that. She seems to have a human side to her, which she lets show in revealing how she's frustrated she may be inferior to Berserker as a hero. That doesn't matter. When you use up your sleeves, only value isn't that it's concealed. I can tell you're trying to be creative since you ended up with such a terrible master. Besides, don't you think Berserker is kind of unfair anyway? That's what I was saying. There's no reason for you to get depressed about it. And from my point of view, you weren't completely inferior to that thing. You were injured pretty bad, but you were holding your own.
You may be right. I was caught off guard last night, but once my wounds are fully healed, things will go differently. I will fuck his fucking shit up.
Hell yeah, you will. I bet. Okay, that's the first topic. What's the other thing you want to talk about?
Yes, about that. I'm afraid this is something we are unable to resolve on our own. Servants maintain their form with the magical energy their masters supply. That is why a servant requires a master.
Because I'm a crap master, I don't have enough magical energy to maintain your body.
That is not what I am saying. Even were I to receive only a small amount of magical energy from my master, that would not be a problem. However, as of right now, I'm not receiving any magical energy from you at all. The link-line connection we should have is not present.
That means that while I'm supposed to be providing Saber with fuel for her engine, so to speak, I'm not. In fact, I'm essentially kind of taking energy away from her, like when I got hurt. Saber, that means...
This is not a shortcoming on your part. Something must have happened at the time of my summoning. Some sort of error must have occurred, and the connection that should have formed between us failed to do so properly.
An error during your summoning? When Saber was called here, it wasn't any sort of summoning. It was just an accident. It's no wonder Saber is having these issues since she was summoned that way. Wait, then what's going to happen? If you can't replenish magical energy, does that mean you're going to disappear soon?
Yes. Once I use up all the magical energy I possess, I will no longer be able to remain in this world.
Huh. Well, I guess I gotta figure that shit out, right? Maybe do I gotta jam a metal pipe up my ass again?
I have already fought 3 battles since I was summoned. My healing ability is a type of regeneration magecraft, so I will consume more magical energy whenever I'm injured. By my calculations, I must have used about 10 full-fledged mages worth of magical energy last night.
Well, fuck. I'm speechless. Every time Saber fights, she loses magical energy. There's no way for her to replace it. If she's used that much magical energy already, how much longer can Saber stay here?
Now you understand, Master. Thus, I must avoid using any more magical energy. If I am unable to supplement my magical energy, the only other method is for me to sleep to reduce the consumption of magical energy.
Sleep? Does sleeping restore magical energy?
I do not know, but at the very least, I will not use any magical energy while asleep. Which is why I would like you to permit me to sleep as much as possible. I may not be able to protect you all the time, but I hope you do understand so that we may increase our chances of victory.
Huh. I sigh in relief. Thank goodness. I'll give her whatever she asks, because that's all there is to it. Of course that's okay. Rest all you want if things get rough for you. I'd rather you do that if it'll allow you to stay with me longer.
And from now on, I will sleep often. During that time, I ask that you do not leave the mansion. I will not be able to come to your aid if you are attacked while we are apart. Matters would be different if I could travel through space and time, but that is a rare ability for servants to have.
Space and time?
If you are to call me from a distance, You will need to use command spells as backup, so I would prefer you remain nearby.
As much as I would like to, I can't really readily agree. I can't imagine life with Saber sticking by my side all the time, and I do have my own life to live, too. I'll try, but is that all you need me to do? If you're asleep, you'll...
It should not be a problem. I cannot be certain, this has never happened before, but I went into battle fewer than 7 times last time. Even if I do not go out and fight, some of the other servants will dispatch each other.
I see. So it doesn't mean everyone has to battle everyone else. If all goes well, we can end this war pretty easily. The only people I need to fight are those who start doing things no person should. I can't imagine all 7 would be like that. Even Tasaka, who seems eager to fight, would still abide by the rules of mages. And as long as the other 5 masters act humanely, I have no intention of fighting them. Saber even says she didn't fight 7 times last time, so this time around. Oh. Hold on a minute. Last time? Fewer than 7 times? Hold on, Saber. Are you telling me you were the Saber last time too? I mean, does that mean you participated in the last Holy Grail War too?
This is the 2nd time I participated in this war for the Holy Grail. I was the Saber last time as well. There are heroic spirits who possess attributes suited to multiple classes, but I only fall under the Saber class.
Interesting. Wow, really? Really? So you were only... Okay, 1, you're only a Saber class, but in 2, you were actually in the one that happened 10 years ago as well. Huh. I guess she must have a memory of that if she knows that, right? So that must mean they retained the memories of the previous times they were summoned. I remember something Tasaka said. She said that out of the 7 servant classes, Saber is the best one. And this girl says that she's been summoned as that class twice in a row. Does that mean last time you stayed until the end?
Of course. I did not have any of the constraints I do now last time, so I never fell behind the other servants.
Saber says this as if it should be obvious. Her statement forces me to realize something. It almost makes me wonder if, oh, I just had a thought. Actually, guys. I had a thought. What if it was Kiritsugu? Because I said before, I have a feeling Kiritsugu was probably one of the people that participated in the last war. I also feel like he might have been the one to cause that fire, intentionally or not. What if he was also the one to have Saber too? And the reason why I'm thinking that is maybe the thing that brought Saber here is like somewhere in this mansion, right? The catalyst that would have brought her here. It was something that was like left behind by Kiritsugu. And it was either like in the shed or just somewhere on the grounds or whatever. I don't know. I mean, although, I don't know, you think she'd comment that she'd been here before. I wonder if she'll bring up who her last master was, you know? The sword in my possession now is not something I'm worthy of. I don't deserve her. Damn. You must really be unsatisfied with someone like me as your master.
I simply fulfill the duties that have been given to me. As long as I can obtain the Holy Grail, I have no complaints about who my master is.
Got it. That's a relief, but she used to be fully prepared and in capable hands, but she's been injured twice already. All because she can't replenish her magical energy. I mean, she'll constantly have to consider how much magical energy she has left as she fights. And because she needs to fight with all these restrictions in her last battle, she wound up covered in her own blood. The image still haunts my mind. I still see that girl, smaller and slighter than me, being so brutally injured. Damn it up!
Shirou, there is no reason to regret such a thing.
Eh? Saber's voice snaps me back to reality.
It is not that I have never known defeat. I was not victorious last time, so now I am your servant. I'm accustomed to injury, so there is no call for you to be distressed over my wounds.
Used to it. Even if your injuries look like they could be fatal?
Yes. To wield a sword is to be prepared to accept the consequences of doing so. This holds true for you as well. It is unreasonable to expect me to come out of this unscathed.
Well, yeah, but so you're saying you don't mind getting hurt?
As long as the injuries are not fatal. If I die, I will not be able to protect my master.
What the hell? So you don't care if you get injured as long as you protect your master?
That is a servant's role. And this, Rin is absolutely correct. There is no cost to treat servants like humans. We are tools used to protect our master, and that is something you must understand.
Having said her piece, Saber walks toward the sliding door. There's a room opposite of the screen door. My room has always been big enough for me, so I never used the adjacent room.
I will go to sleep now. I will wake up at dinner time, so please let me know if you are going to step out.
The sliding door opens quietly and then slides back shut.
We are tools used to protect our master. That is something you must understand.
The hell kind of logic is that? It pisses me off, but I can't say that out loud. So I just take Saber's words and stand alone, perplexed.
But I can't say it loud, she'd hear me and then she'd get all mad.
I sit at the edge of the veranda and mindlessly look up at the blue sky. I may not be sleeping during the day like Saber, but I still need rest. I'm not nauseous anymore, but I still feel terrible. On top of that, all the unexpected things that have happened are weighing heavily on me. I take a deep breath and look blankly out over the yard. I asked about everything I need to know, and I got answers, but I'm no less lost for it. And yet Tasaka, my senior as a mage, or rather a full-fledged master, is completely nonchalant about the whole situation.
Hey, do you have any extra cushions around? Also, beakers and a protractor?
She's busy scouring the house for stuff. Take any cushion you want from the guest room. But a normal house doesn't have beakers or protractors.
Are you serious? It makes you to always keep experimental tools around.
The fuck am I gonna do with that? Playing loudly, she turns and heads back toward the detached building. Tasaka's really serious about getting herself situated here. And the matter of her staying overnight seems to also be settled. When I peeked into the detached building earlier, she'd already picked out the best room for herself. She even put up a sign that read, "Remodeling in progress, do not enter." Fine. This won't be an issue since the detached building is far away enough. Having Saber around already has me on edge, but if Tasaka were close too, there'd be nowhere for me to relax anymore. The detached building is far enough, and even though it's connected by a corridor, it feels like it's a neighboring house. As long as I keep my distance, nothing bad should happen. Oh, but I guess we'll see each other during meals. There's only one bath here, so we'll have to decide when each of us will use it. Wait a minute. Saber's a girl too, so... Idiot! What the hell am I thinking? Shake my head finally and slump back onto the floor. Sex boobs! With what must be my millionth sigh today, I stare blankly up at the sky. I'm getting drowsy. Must be more tired than I realized. Whatever. I just go ahead and close my eyes. Apparently not caring at all works wonders. The moment I close my eyes, I drift right off to sleep. Next thing I know, the sun has long since set, and Saber, Tasaka, and I have gathered around in the living room. I've only just woken up, and Saber is already in the living room. And Tasaka had just finished remodeling her room. By the way, this is what the guest room looked like a few hours ago. Oh god. But now?
Shirou, how do I use the AC in here?
This is what I saw after being summoned for something so trivial, even Fujine wouldn't have bothered me with it. More stuff! The room has transformed into this! Look at it! Look at it! I sure know how to pick a teammate. I'm uncomfortable. My house is playing host to not one, but two invaders. I'm all the more unsettled because I so rarely have guests here. What do you mean? You fucking talking about? You have Fujine and Sakura here all the time.
Yeah, but we sort of also kind of live here, but also not really.
Actually, these two don't even look like they belong in a Japanese-style house to begin with. The time is almost 7 o'clock at night. Everyone's in the living room, but staying quiet and doing nothing isn't really good for my mental well-being. If you don't mind, I want to talk about what we do from here.
Just a sec. Before we do that, I want to set one thing straight.
Sure. What's that?
It's about dinner. Shirou, you've been living alone for a while, right?
Huh? Well, yeah,
Which means you've been making your own meals, right?
of course. I'd go hungry if I didn't eat.
I see. Then I have a proposal for you. Why don't we take turns preparing dinner? We're going to be living together for a while, so it'll help, right?
You're right. I was thinking of going about my normal routine, but now you're going to be living here. You'll be like family. You'll be expected to cook. It'll lift some of the burden from me.
That's settled then. Today it'll be Shirou's turn. It's late already, so let's talk about this after we've eaten.
Wait, it's fine if we take turns cooking, but what about breakfast? Are we going to take turns for breakfast too?
Don't worry about breakfast. I don't eat breakfast.
She just drinks her tea. What? Don't be ridiculous. You won't grow up big and strong unless you eat breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Mind your own business. Anyway, you're going to make a dinner today. If you don't make something decent, I'm not talking to you.
For the life of me, I don't know what set her off, but Tasaka glares at me and irritated. She's all pissed off. She's trying to say if she eats breakfast, she'll get fat. Don't you get it, Shira? So she gets so fucking fat. It's like, I like big girls though. Fine, I'll make something. Saber, you're going to eat too, right?
If you are going to prepare something, then yes. Meals are an important source of energy.
Got it. Then you two sit back and behave yourselves. I grab my apron and head to the kitchen. Luckily, there are enough ingredients for a meal for 3. I turned on the rice cooker right when I woke up, so it should be done in about half an hour. I glance towards Tasaka and Saber from the kitchen. Those two look like they would prefer eating Western-style meals over Japanese meals. I seriously doubt Saber would like tofu and natto, to say nothing of Tasaka. Actually, I don't think Saber would be able to hold chopsticks in the first place. I hesitate for a minute, but there's no point worrying about this now. There's only a few dishes I can make with the ingredients I have right now. I have tofu. Think for a moment and decide to make deep-fried tofu. I also decide to make a simple tofu and seaweed soup. Since I have some chicken prepped, I'll use that to make teriyaki chicken as the main dish. I drain the water from the tofu, season the chicken, and cut the daikon into thin strips to make a crunchy salad. I also grate the daikon to make a sauce and saute some shishito peppers.
Have you decided on what to do, Rin? Not really. I can't say much because I don't have much information. But I think the most important thing to do is to find the other masters. There are 4 more masters. I'd like to search for them without revealing that I'm a master too, but I don't think that's realistic.
I told them to be good, but they're on a pretty disturbing topic. Don't they see I'm busy making dinner with the 3 of us? God damn it! Not even looking over here. Look at me! Sokka! Not 4, it's 5. The only masters we know so far are you and me. I shout my contribution from the kitchen, holding the big frying pot to make the deep fried tofu.
What are you talking about? We know 3. You, me, and that Ilya Seville. Did you forget about Berserker?
Oh, right. That little girl's also a master. Fuck! I completely forgotten about her since Berserker left such a vivid impression on me. But now I remember that little girl's a master too. She tried to kill us without a second's hesitation.
I bet you didn't even consider Ilya Seville an enemy. Forget about that for now and just concentrate on cooking. I'm going to have a problem if I can't judge how good you are.
Huh? I don't know if my cooking skills are going to be problematic to Sasaka, but she's right. The food prep's pretty much done, so I need to concentrate and finish the dishes now.
Ilya Seville, Berserker's master. You seem to know her, Rin. Well, yeah, or I know the name anyway. The Einsburns are a mage family who have been in the Holy Grail War a few times.
Oh, really?
So they are well versed in the Holy Grail War.
Huh.
Probably. I don't know about the others, but I can say pretty confidently that Ilya's Veil is our biggest obstacle. The Berserker class is typically used to enhance a weak hero.
Really? But he's not weak at all. I think he was already by default pretty strong.
It takes their rogue spirit's sanity in exchange for strengthening them. But to control a hero that's turned violent requires a vast amount of magical energy. Let's say, for example, if you become a Berserker class, I would not be able to communicate with you as I am now. Berserkers are entirely specialized in combat, totally unable to cooperate with anyone. It would be like attempting to tame a wounded lion. No ordinary mage could control such a servant. I figured as much. An ordinary mage would have a difficult time controlling a berserker, even if the heroic spirit was a minor hero. Yet Ilias Fiel summoned an absolutely top-tier hero as a berserker, and she's managed to control him completely. I hate to say this, but that girl's ability as a master is on an entirely different level. I agree. Our current problem is that we are being targeted by this extraordinary master. Right. My archer hasn't recovered to the point where he can return to battle. What about you, Saber? How are your wounds? I should be fine for normal battles, but I have not yet recovered to the point where I can go up against Berserker. The wounds I sustained from Berserker have completely healed, but it appears the wounds I received from Lancer will take longer.
Ah, probably because she got hit by his heroic phantasm, right?
I see. Then at this point we have no choice but to wait and see. I have a suggestion. I hear Archer has keen eyes. What do you think of having him keep watch over this house and the surrounding area? I intend to have him do just that. I'll have him keep watch from the roof, so we should know right away if someone suspicious gets near. This house also has a bounded field around it, so we should be good as far as defenses go. Though if Berserker came in to invade this house, our only option would probably be to run away.
The two continue their conversation. I don't like it. I'm the one making dinner for them, so I think it's rude for them to talk without me. Besides, Tasaka's too friendly with Saber. Well, I can't really talk to Tasaka so casually like that, so maybe Tasaka's just talking to Saber on my behalf. Huh? I see my face reflected in the glass of the kitchen cabinet, my brows furrowed in disapproval. That's weird. Why am I so mad? Okay then. I set out 3 places to start serving dinner. I head into the living room. You know, this isn't the best topic for dinner. I loudly smack the tray down in front of Tasaka. Bang!
Why are you so mad, Shirou? Oh, is it because you wanted me to help serve the food?
I'm not mad. I just thought you were trying to act aloof around people. I give her a sideways glance. Tasaka seems perplexed. And then she gives me a chilling smile.
We were just deciding on how our partnership was going to work. Don't worry, I'm not going to try to steal your saber, you dumb bitch.
What the fuck? I can tell I'm starting to blush. Tasaka just pointed out why I was so annoyed. Why you?
Oh, am I wrong? Then I apologize, Emiya.
You. Say whatever the hell you want. I retreat to the kitchen to grab the rest of the dishes. Big Ingy. She really got to me. Saga is still smiling, and Saber is as expressionless as ever. I'm starting to wonder whether I could survive this partnership. But we go ahead and start dinner. I give her the silent treatment. After what happened earlier, I don't want to talk to Tasaka, and I'm too embarrassed to even look at Saber. I'm too fucking mad. Saber eats in silence. Her movements are elegant. I can't believe she's the same girl who was swinging a sword earlier. And I can't put a finger on it, but... Every time she takes a bite of something she hasn't eaten before, she nods. It's amusing. Oh, maybe that was her making that sound. I thought that was Shirou going, I think it was her going, She seems to be her way of saying the food is good. Also, turns out she can use chopsticks properly. Tasaka, on the other hand. What the fuck are these blue dudettes? The moment she takes her first bite, she clenches her fist and says,
Alright, I can do better than this. God, you suck, Shirou. You're such a little baby bitch. This is what you are.
She fucking slams it down, knocks the shell off the table. Blah!
Just you wait and see tomorrow, Shirou Emiya.
Saka's fist trembles with excitement. She's so ready to fucking fist you, Shirou. Oh, sweet mother of dear God. Have I done something bad? Okay, so about what you two were discussing earlier. The two raised their head simultaneously. Wait. I'm already nervous with just one of them around. So having the two of them react in unison like that is torture.
What were we discussing earlier?
About what to do from now on. You two were talking about while I was cooking.
About looking for the other masters.
Yeah, that. I'm just wondering if you have a specific plan.
There's nothing to do other than take it slow and steady. Oh, by the way, can you at least sense other mages? It'd make things a lot easier if you could.
I can't. I didn't know you were a mage and we've been going to the same school for 2 years.
I knew it. Well, that's fine. I'm sure the others are concealing their presence anyway, so searching for them that way isn't the best option. What about you, Saber? Air servants can detect other servants. I can, somewhat. However, that is only if they are using their abilities nearby. In my case, I can only detect other servants in about 200-meter radius. I see. Then we really do need to just wait and see if someone makes a move, or to look for some place that seems odd to use. A master would leave some traces or hints behind when they make a move, so we'll have to search for those.
Are you saying we need to search all over town?
No, we really shouldn't do that. Our opponents have probably set up some sort of net too, so they'll know right away we are masters if we do something like that. For now, we should hold off on taking initiative until we figure out a plan.
The best plan is no plan at all.
Just live your life the way you always have and don't let them discover that you're a master. Hide the command spell in your hand so they can't see it.
Just wear gloves.
Try to go anywhere there are plenty of people around. Head home as soon as the sun sets. And what else? Please take your servant with you whenever you go outside this house. Can Archer act as your escort and guard you, Ren? I think he can do that. Shouldn't be a problem for me because I'll have him be in spear form on standby. The problem is...
I'm gonna try and like roll you at my school or something?
my master. Exactly. Hey, are you even listening, Shirou? Take Saber with you everywhere you go. You may have decided not to draw attention, but there could still be some idiot who might attack us in broad daylight. Have Saber with you in case that happens.
All right, I'll try. My response is pretty half-hearted. I understand why Tasaka would say that, but I hesitate the idea of taking Saber everywhere. I'm already nervous talking to Tasaka, but Saber makes me even more nervous. Actually, nervous might not be the right word. I'm just bad at talking to Saber.
What is it?
Nothing. Hey, do you want a second helping? Hand me your bowl.
No, I am fine. It was very good, Shirou.
Gosh! I avert my gaze without meaning to. If I can't even look her in the eye right now, who knows how I'm going to feel or what I'll do if we're going to be together all the time.
Oh, but this might be hard. Saber can't turn into her spear form, so she can't follow you to school. School. Are you a student, Shirou?
Yeah, I am. Oh, right. Saber can't go to school because she's not a student. I guess I'll just have to have her stay home on at school.
Is it possible for you not to go to school, Shirou?
I can't do that. I should live my life like normal, so I need to go to school. Besides, school's safe. It's not a lot of places with so many people.
But... it'll be okay, Saber. I'll be there too, so I'll back him up if something happens.
And I keep saying nothing will happen.
Understood. If Master says so, I will oblige.
Saber doesn't look convinced, but she still nods in agreement. Night falls. Tasaka looks like she's prepared herself a bath while I was cleaning up after dinner. Honestly, she's acting like she owns the place right from the start. I'll need to make clear who's boss around here, or things are going to be real tough for me in the future. Easier said than done. Because it says seizing the initiative is going to be really hard. Speaking of difficulties, there's another person who will be the source of my headaches. Actually, Saber's probably my biggest obstacle. Tasaka can be reasoned with, but Saber seems completely impossible to convince, no matter what. Saber. I know she's not a bad person, but... Saber's back in her room. Tasaka's probably back in her own room in the attached area of the house. I'm the only one in the living room. There's still time before bedtime, so I should probably talk to Saber a bit more. Honestly, I'll need to overcome my awkwardness around her or else I'm going to suffer for it. Whether she's a servant or not, she's still a girl, and younger than me. I guess? Is she younger than you? Is she? I'm sure I could learn a lot about her if we talked. Plus, I'll need to get used to her or Tasaka's never going to stop looking down on me. And that's a problem. I don't want that. so I should work on talking to her more casually. I go back to my own room. The room next to mine, separated by a single sliding door, is Saber's room. Saber, are you awake?
I am. Is something the matter, Master?
Saber slides the door open. I try to get the hammering of my heart under control as she comes near. Calm down. God down. Don't get a big dick. I'm only going to talk to her as a master.
Shirou, you do not look well. Has your wound opened up?
No, that's not it. I'm feeling all better. Actually, how are you doing?
I am fine. It may take some more time to completely heal in my current state, but I'm still well above average. I should be evenly matched in battle, so long as it's not against Berserker.
I don't sense any pretension from her. She's simply stating the truth. I don't have any response to give. Saber's words may be encouraging to a master, but I still don't want a delicate-looking girl like her to fight. I want to ask you something. Don't you have any goals other than fighting? Since you're here in the modern world, are there things you like to do?
Other goals? There is nothing else. Servants are summoned to fight. That is all. Anything else is futile. You have raised an irrelevancy.
I figured. I'm trying to tell someone not to fight when it's their only reason for being here. It's not that I want to tell her that, but it's just that Saber lacks humanity. That might be enough if fighting is all she's going to do. She is right in front of me, looking like an actual human being. So it doesn't feel right for her to just fight. If Saber is going to be here, she should at least do something she enjoys, or it all seemed like it was in vain. Hey, Saber. Servants are supposed to be heroic spears from the past, right? Then I've been about to ask what she was like before she became who she is now, but I stopped myself.
I cannot tell you my true name.
During the day, Saber said that that was going to be a secret between the two of us. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saber refused to tell me anything about her past.
Shirou, it is not polite to stop mid-sentence. If the question is important enough, I will answer.
No, forget about it. I was just about to ask a dumb question. I averted my eyes to try to change the topic. It really was a stupid question. God, I thought I wasn't interested in Saber's identity, and Saber's been refusing to tell me because it's not safe. Bringing up something like this would just prove I'm a bad master, dwelling on unimportant stuff. But what else can I talk to her about then? If I can't ask anything about Saber, the only other topics left would be me. That would be even more pointless. I'm grasping at straws here. If I can't ask about her identity, I'll just have to ask about what Saber likes, what she wants to eat for breakfast tomorrow. I don't care if she's going to be looking at me funny. I'm ready to ask all the futile questions I want, damn it!
Shirou, if you do not have any questions, may I ask something?
Yeah, sure. What is it?
It is about last night. You were wounded trying to save me from Berserker's attack. Do you remember that?
I do, but... What? Are you going to keep belittling me like you had this morning? I get it that it was a rash decision on my part, so don't remind me. It makes me feel sick.
I feel the same way, but there is something I would like to ask you to help me understand you better as a person. Shirou, why did you try to go up against Berserker? Did you not know what would happen if you got too close?
Well, Of course I knew. I knew getting near that thing would definitely be the end of me. Still, I tried to save Saber not out of some foolishly optimistic belief I could. I just tried to save her. I didn't care about what would happen afterward. Saving Saber was my top priority in that moment. If anything, the fear of not being able to save Saber was greater than my fear of being killed. Sorry, I forgot why. It all happened so fast, so I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time. I was probably just rattled. Otherwise, I would have made such a suicidal move. Rather than tell her the truth, I just say something to try to get myself out of the situation. I probably did it because of how seriously Saber was looking at me.
So you did it unwittingly?
It wasn't unwitting. I told you I was rattled. If something like that happened again, I'm sure I would just be quaking.
You may be right. That is a normal human response. No human would throw away their own life to try to save others. Even those who are later called heroes are no exception.
Damn.
Which is why, should I encounter such a person, I know they are lacking something. And if that person continued to carry on in that fashion, the only thing awaiting them would be tragedy.
Her deep green eyes are trying to tell me something. And yet... Cut it out, Saber. I told you, I was just frazzled. I'm scared to die too. So it's not like I can act like a saint. If something like that happened again, I'm going to prioritize myself over you. I try to mask my anxiety by just spouting a bunch of heartless crap.
That is a relief. If this was all a misunderstanding on my part, this should not be an issue.
This is good, Shirou, yes. Let's form this trusting bond by just saying a bunch of lies to her.
Yes, you are a coward. As long as you do not choose to follow the wrong path, you should become a proper mage. You are a dumb bitch.
Hey, do I really look like a coward to you?
Yes, very much so. Especially when you try your hardest to accept the situation in which you are placed. Do you not know that such prudence is sometimes called cowardice? It is no different than saying that one who does not know fear can never become a wise man.
She seems relieved. Saber even smiles as she says this. Must be because of how lovely and elegant everything she does is. I can't think of anything else to say, so Saber and I spend the rest of our time alone in my planned room. And then night falls. I did not talk to Saber or Tasaka in the other room, and nothing much happened until it was bedtime. It's 11 now. The lights in the house are off, and everyone inside goes to sleep to prepare for the upcoming day. I can't sleep. I'm still lying on my side, eyes wide open. This is my room. I should be sleeping, but it feels completely different now. Damn. Why can't I? It's quiet, but I hear Saber's breathing in the next room. I know. Of course I can hear sound coming from the next room if it's quiet. Since I can hear her breathing, I find myself imagining Saber sleeping for her. Oh my god. Ah, damn it. How the hell can I fall asleep in this situation? I just need to jerk off. Can't just stay in this whole bed of needle situation forever. I sneak out on my futon, try not to wake Saber up. Jesus Christ. Thank goodness. I thought Saber would notice, but I guess not. Unless she's a deep sleeper. I question whether she can really protect her master this way. There's no immediate danger. If servants are linked to masters, she would probably wake up immediately if her master is in danger. Tasaka seems to be asleep. The lights in the detached building are out. She's either just that defiant, or maybe she's naturally adaptable. Because Tasaka managed to blend in here in just a day. Well, honestly, it does help having her around. Yep, she's a handful, but she is helpful. One bit of evidence of that is the bandage wrapped around my hand. Hiding my command spells, huh? Never would have thought to do that if it hadn't been pointed out. The command spells masters bear appear somewhere on their arm. Mine appeared on the back of my left hand. Clothes won't work to hide it, so I'll need to use bandages, even if it looks a bit awkward. Just gonna put on my fingerless gloves. It's wintertime, so I'll wear some long sleeves to hide it. Tasaka has hers on the opposite hand from mine, around the middle of her right hand or somewhere around there. The shape of the command spell is different for each master, and I don't think I'll ever see Tasaka's command spell. Silence falls over the shed. This is where Lancer cornered me yesterday, and where Saber appeared. The entrance is still open, and it's pitch dark inside, as if to repel anyone who might try to enter. But this darkness is familiar to me. I used to play here when I was young, and I feel it to be my real room. It sits silently under the wintry night sky. Time to jam her out up my ass again. I step inside. After closing the door shut out of the cold, I turn on the stove. I thought I would take a break today, but I shouldn't. The old man would be rolling in his grave if he knew I skipped my training 2 days in a row. I sit down in the middle of the shed and take a deep breath. I should train, no pauses. Magecraft is a mental discipline to me, so I shouldn't skimp out on my training for no good reason. breathe in. I begin my training by getting my breathing under control. The usual image pops into my head. The image of a sword drifts into my empty mind. I try to ignore it and clear my head. I think this is Yi seeing like her sword, right? I feel like it's tied to something in this room that he's unaware of. As soon as the magical energy run through my body, I begin my usual training. My strengthening magecraft succeeded for the first time in years when I was attacked by a Lancer last night. I need to recreate that same feeling before I forget, or else it'll have been for nothing. Trace on. I close my eyes halfway and release the air from my lungs. That's all I can do for now. As I concentrate, everything fades away. The Holy Grail War, Saber, Tasaka. If I allow my thoughts to slide into nothingness, any immature hesitations will fall away, and I'll finally get a good night's sleep. Perfect timing. All right, guys, this seems like a good spot to end things here for now. A nice moment to collect our thoughts here. Get set up for the next fight. Now Shirou's got 2 girlfriends living with him. And then Sakura's gonna come over here and then have 3 girlfriends. And Fujine is gonna come here and she'll fucking kill him. The end. But anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoy this episode. If you did, please leave a like and a favorite and subscribe. And already become a picky penguin aboard this LP, where the days are always sunny and the vids are always funny. And as always, guys, till next time, stay classy.